Welcome to the T-Pac Arcade. Today's game is Chack and Pop for the Nintendo Famicom. In this 1985 arcade-style action game from Taito, some wizards got jealous of Mr. and Miss Chackin's love, so they stole all their hearts. Not like biologically, though. That would be way too invasive. It's more metaphorical. But there are still, actual hearts to retrieve in the game. I don't know. It's kind of confusing. And so is the gameplay, to be honest. It sounds straightforward. Free the caged hearts on every board, and exit to the top right. But the mechanics make this simple task a lot less, simple. First and foremost, Chackin's navigation is interesting. As soon as you're moving in any direction on a platform, you'll keep moving with endless momentum. I guess that's the power of love that never tires. And even though this game is set up like a platformer, you can't actually jump. Instead, pressing up extends Chackin's legs to let him walk upside down on ceilings. It's worth noting, though, that Chackin can only hoist himself up halfway unless both feet are planted on the platform below. Extending your legs also lets you climb low ledges and steps, but that happens automatically, and only when you're right side up. The next interesting mechanic here is your method of attack. Pressing B releases a bomb to the left, and pressing A releases a bomb to the right. After a short period, they burst and destroy anything within the expanding cloud of smoke, including you, so don't linger or trap yourself next to a bomb. Which is easier said than done, because the bombs bounce and roll in the direction you toss them, so the place they come to rest is a little unpredictable. And why do you even need bombs in the first place? Well, most importantly, to blow up the cages trapping your hearts. A freed heart will drift up to the exit and remove one of the bricks blocking it. And of course, bombs are your primary, actually your only, defense against the monsters, which hatch from eggs and drift all over the playfield. You can bomb the eggs to stop them from emerging in the first place, but there are still bound to be a bunch of these guys flying around sooner or later. Luckily, they don't actually hunt you down until you're close by, but this is part of the strategy of Chack and Pop. Getting a monster's attention to lure it near a bomb you just set, then running away and hoping it drifts into the poof of death. Finally, you have to worry about the level timer, which is represented by the wizard pushing a gem up at the top of the screen. Once he makes it all the way to the right side to block your exit, it's all over. This isn't much of a problem in the early levels, but later ones that require a lot of tricky navigation and backtracking can easily turn into a race against the clock. Later levels also introduce a few other unique elements to this game. Stage 3 requires you to spastically hoist yourself up and toss bombs on the ledges of a heart chamber that you can't actually reach to blow up two halves of the cage from either side. Stage 5 has a moving platform that's difficult to get across but helpful because it can crush monsters against walls. Also, it can crush you against walls, so there's that. Stage 7 has yellow walls that you can blow up to create warp tunnels from one edge of the screen to the other, which is always a cool addition to maze-style games. And Stage 9 has destructible bricks, and while you do have to blow up most of them to clear your path, blowing up all of them will actually prevent you from reaching both hearts. Tricky. After Stage 9, the game just loops back to the beginning. The graphics in Chack and Pop are a real treat, which is no surprise for a Taito game, especially considering this is the precursor to Bubble Bobble. The character sprites are adorable, the smoke cloud animation is pretty neat, and I love how the playfield has a different pattern for every stage. Level 4 even has 8-bit plaid textures, which is basically the coolest thing ever. The sound design here is a little sparse, with a single minimal background tune for every level, but I do like the audio effects, namely the rapid boing 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 when you're trying, and subsequently failing, to reach a ledge, and of course the abrupt jolt sound when you get squeezed by a moving platform. The most novel aspect of this game is definitely the bizarre upside-down, right-side-up navigation. Unfortunately, that's also the one thing I'd change here. Not the concept, just the execution. It's way too hard to maneuver around, and even by the end I still wasn't entirely sure which ledges could be climbed, or which ceilings could be reached, or anything. So it shouldn't come as much of a surprise when I say that Chack and Pop is a really difficult game. Even at its short 9 single-screen levels, I couldn't survive with the default 3 lives. Instead, I used save states for unlimited tries at every stage, and I even set some extra checkpoints in the middle for trickier ones. But playing this way actually turned a really frustrating game into a really fun one. So overall, Chack and Pop didn't break my heart, in spite of all the jealous wizards that wanted to, and the bizarre topsy-turvy mechanics that may have stood between Mr. and Ms. Chackin and the power of love.